What up? This is Finance, Fitness, and Folk channel. We discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So in today's episode, I'm going to discuss how starting a business will help you retire. So admin notes, thanks again to all subscribe to the channel. I endeavor to keep putting these videos out to give you leverage to better yourselves. So let's get into it. So why do I believe that starting a business will help you retire? Well, I saw an article yesterday. I wanted to say it might have been a CNN article. I'm not exactly sure, but the article actually was saying, excuse my hand, trying to sit down right quick and have this Starbucks and this little croissant that I have right now. I don't got too much time. Got to get to work, and I'll get into another video about that as well. About, you know what I'm saying, like I think I did a video like that before when I said having a 9-to-5 will not build you wealth, but I'll create another video expounding on that, right? But the article I saw yesterday from CNN, it went over 4 different factors when it comes to Generation X people, folks that was born from 1964 to 1980, are having a really hard time retiring right now. And they gave some demographics as far as like baby boomers, which is the generation before Generation X. And they also gave some statistics on millennials, the generation after Generation X. Now, me myself, I'm Generation X. I just made the cutoff. I made it about a couple of years, but I'm Generation X. Actually, I'm so close to being a millennial that they actually created this terminology called Zennials, where like they cut off a certain portion of Generation X personnel from the very end of it, and then they went into, I guess it's like a 5-6 year span. If you was born in that particular time frame, as for Generation X, you're considered Zennial because you're like kind of like a crossover between Generation X and millennials. But anyway, that's here nor there, right? But like I said, there's 4 things that they said that is an issue when it comes to Generation X folks retirement. Number 1 is student loan debt. So they say that Generation X are the most educated out of the 3 that they were talking about. Millennials, Generation X, and baby boomers, right? We got the most education, which means we have the most, that we have the highest student loan debt, right? Excuse me. I said I take one bite if I continue. Starving. But so they say that, you know, that Generation X folks have a lot of student loan debt, which means that we have some careers that are so education heavy that these folks are like $100,000 in student loan debt. And of course, we all know that the Biden administration just started student loan repayment back again this month in October, I believe. So it sucks, you know what I'm saying? But that will prevent a lot of folks from retiring, because if you have a lot of student loan debt, it's like if I retire, I'm trying to take care of myself, and I'm also trying to pay off a lot of student loan debt. It doesn't work like that, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of folks would continue to keep working. Number 2 is the Great Recession. And what they mean is the housing crash in 2008, right? So me being a Generation X person, I had just turned 30 when the crash happened. Now, because I'm on the tail end, you got a lot of Generation X folks who were in their 40s when this happened. And of course, if you're in your 40s, a lot of folks back in those days, like, you know, if they had a lot of education, and they had built themselves up, they got homes, they're trying to get homes, all these type of things, and if they lost their home due to the foreclosures and everything, that product broke a lot of folks when it comes to the finances. I'm pretty sure, and it's crazy to even think about this, but I'm pretty sure there's some folks that are still out there right now that are still feeling the repercussions of that recession. It was crazy. The housing market pretty much just like, it wiped people out. It really did. It took some intestinal fortitude, and it took a lot of skill to build yourself back up, and you lost a lot of money during that Great Recession. So and saying that they made that as a factor for folks that cannot retire if they're Generation X person, right? Also, they said pensions. So a lot of baby boomers had pensions, meaning that they worked at a certain place for a long period of time, and not only were they able to get a retirement, but they were also able to get a pension. Basically, their job paid them for the rest of their lives after they retired from that particular job. I'm pretty sure this was a commonplace when it came to folks that worked in factories back in way back in the day, like, maybe like the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, even earlier than that maybe, right? Before automation happened, before, robotics and all these other things took over these certain factory jobs. You had folks that were hand making this stuff in factories, on a line, creating certain things, right? So if you got a factory job back in those days, you can actually work there literally for a whole career, 20 years, 30 years, and actually get paid a pension after you left that particular job. Pensions are no more, you know what I'm saying? Now they've gone to this thing that's called a 401k, right? Which I'm pretty sure a lot of folks know, which means that you pay into your retirement, right? However, if number one and number two, meaning that the student loan debt and the recession hurt you, that means you might have dug into your 401k because you can pull that money out early, which is, you can get a tax penalty by doing that. But a lot of folks did that, right? So, because there are no more pensions like baby boomers had, you have a lot of Generation X folks, and you have a lot of millennials that are not going to have pensions. They have to pay into their own retirement, right? And, depending on what kind of person you are when it comes to money, when it comes to how you know about money, you might not want to do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying, like, some folks may decide not to do it because they want to have all their money. They don't want to pay into retirement, right? And then number four, the last one that they said was miseducation about finances. What I say all the time on this channel, educate yourself, learn about money, you know what I'm saying? Know how money works. So those are the four things that they said in this article that are preventing Generation X people from retirement. And I'm gonna tell you right now, start an LLC and create a business, and I promise you, if you scale it enough, you will be able to retire. It should be no issue whatsoever, right? Because one of the things you have to understand about creating a business is that you're able to get grants, you're able to get funding through outside sources. Depending on what kind of business model you have, it's pandemic proof, it's recession proof. You're always gonna have a customer that says who's gonna be able to buy that product or use that product. I can't tell you what kind of business to create, but starting a business is really gonna help a lot of these folks out when it comes to retirement. I know for myself, I plan on scaling my business to the point where, like, if I keep it, I keep it. If I make a couple million, that's good to go for me, you know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of folks that they create businesses on with the intent of selling it later, right? And then they take that money that they got from selling their company and they push it into another business. So I may do that, you know what I'm saying? I think it's called business flipping, maybe. I'm not sure. But that's one of the things that I really plan on doing when it comes to creating a business and starting a business, scaling my business that I have right now. But if you're in a situation right now where you are a Generation X person and you are scared about retiring, start a business. You know what I'm saying? It could be something small, you know what I'm saying? And, just scale it, stay focused with it. And, I promise you, you know what I'm saying? Once you understand how business works and how money works, retirement should not be a thing for you. I really hated that, that my generation are having these issues when it comes to retirement. It's just one of those things where, like, circumstances happen, life happens. But I'm telling you, creating a business would definitely put you in the right direction when it comes to your future retirement. All right? Like, comment, and subscribe. I endeavor to keep putting these videos out. Give you leverage to better yourselves. Find Fitness and Folk. Triple F, I'm gone.